Monday. It is currently almost 9:40 at night, and I haven't had a chance to really film all day because today has been super busy. Basically, when I got home from work today, I took a shower and then decided to go to the UC to get a bunch of homework done because I have a lot. Today I had my French exam, and it did not go very well. At least I don't feel like it did. So today's just been a very stressful day. It's been very hectic, and I've not been in a very good mood all day. So I didn't really want to record much today because of that, but I have been listening to my audiobook a lot. I feel like my audiobook for The Book Thief is the only thing I'm really going to get a good grip on for right now, just because I don't really have a lot of time anymore to sit and physically read, and the audiobook is just the easiest thing for me to get through because it's just, it's more accessible. I can listen to it between classes and like when I'm at lunch and stuff like that. So it's just a little bit easier for me to kind of work with. So that's good though, but I am still at least getting some kind of reading involved. And today I listened to 143 minutes of the book. So I listened to over 2 hours today, almost 2.5 hours today, which is really, really good. A lot of it was after I got out of work. Was like a lot of the time that I spent also during my lunch, and then a little bit before work and between classes and stuff. So, but I did get all the work I needed to get done today at the UC, excuse me. And so I'm going to basically now get into some pajamas, and I'm going to finish editing last week's reading vlog, which was really not great. I recorded a lot, in terms of stuff, but I rambled a lot, so I got to cut a lot of that out. And then I got really emotional, as you guys saw, and I don't like doing that, but I've had a very rough couple days. It's just been rough, and I feel like I'm starting to get sick, but I don't know. My nose has really been running all day. My allergies have been out of whack, and within the last couple of hours, my throat has gotten really scratchy. So I think I may be getting sick, but I don't know. I hope not, just because I don't want to be sick at this point, but it might all just be sinuses and crap. More than likely that's what it is, because it's starting to get warmer here. Like, we're supposed to have anywhere between like 40 degrees to like 58, 60 degrees this entire week. Like, it's going to fluctuate between those temperatures, so it's going to stay fairly warm for Michigan, at least at this point. So that's probably why my sinuses are all crazy, is because of that. So anyway, I'm going to go sit and relax for a little bit and enjoy the rest of my night before I go to bed, and I'll talk to all of you guys tomorrow at some point, probably once again the evening, because that's going to be the most convenient time for me to record. So I'll let you guys kind of know how things go. Hi everyone, it's Tuesday, and as you can probably hear in my voice, I am sick. Currently it is 5:52 in the evening, and I have spent all day with this allergy problem. It started kind of last night with my nose just being super runny all night, but then overnight I could not sleep because I was waking up every hour having to blow my nose or cough or sneeze, sometimes all three. And right now I still feel really, really not well. And this is just what happens in the spring when it's starting to become spring. My sinuses just go all crazy. I don't have a head cold per se, because it's not like my whole head is congested, it's just my nose. And I still feel fine despite it. So, but then because of my nose, I have a slight cough and stuff, so I'm just been working through it. But it's been a rough day because of it, so I just don't feel very well. So I haven't really done much reading. I've listened to about 20 minutes more of The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, and I have tried to read a little bit of The Maze Runner, but I haven't had really much of a chance to. But I do have plans to read it tonight, because I don't have a lot of work to do. I just need to send out some critiques for the stories we worked on today for my fiction writing class, download the other ones that we're going to be critiquing on Thursday, and then I need to write up my annotated bibliography for my research paper for my capstone class. So shouldn't take me too long. I need to double check a couple of my sources just to make sure that they're okay before I do it, though, just to make sure that they're going to be kind of what I want. Otherwise I'm going to have to go back and do some more research. But I think I should have a lot of time to read tonight, and I do want to read the Death Cure, and that's my plan for the night. So I'll let you guys know kind of how that goes by the end of the night for sure, because I do feel up to reading a lot tonight if I can. So I'll let you guys know how it goes later tonight. Hi everyone, it is Wednesday. It is, I think, almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm skipping my last class today
because I don't feel very good. I've been having an off and on headache all day, along with all of the allergy crap that's been going on. As you guys can tell, I'm really red under my nose because my nose is getting super raw. So today's allergies are better than yesterday's, but it's getting to the point where my nose is getting stuffy again, like yesterday. But it's not super runny. It was really runny earlier, like it would not stop. So I'm just trying to get through it. I think I'm going to take some more of the medicine I took yesterday. I don't really know if it's been working at all. I don't think it has, but it might as well put something in my body at least. I probably should take some Benadryl, but that knocked me out, so I don't really want to do that. So now I feel like an absolute mess because I just feel like crap. But I did want to update you guys with how the reading this week has been going. Today I've also listened to another 25 minutes so far of The Book Thief, and I haven't read The Death Cure yet. I don't think I'm going to. I'm finishing up some lunch, and then I think I'm going to take a nap because I need to do something. I don't know. I don't quite know whether or not I should take a nap just because I can't really breathe at the moment, so I don't know. We'll see. But today I do have a lot of homework after class that I have to do, so I'm going to come back home after work. Yeah, I'm after work, not after class, and do a lot of my homework I have to do tonight. So, but I feel like absolute crap. I'm sick. I don't like it. I think Robert has the flu from what he's told me about how he's feeling. I think he actually has the flu, and I think I might. Last night I thought I was starting to get it, but I think it's just major allergies for me. I don't know, but I think if I don't start feeling well by Friday, I'm going to go to the doctor and figure out what the hell is wrong with me. So, like, if I don't hear from anything, I'm going to go to, like, the urgent care Friday night or something like that. Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, I will more than likely talk to you guys at some point, either today or tomorrow. Again, I need to feel better. I hate not feeling great. I hate being sick. It's not fun. Hello everyone, it is Thursday, and I am feeling 50 times better. So, update. My allergies are not completely gone. I think I've lost a little bit of hearing in my left ear because my ears are blocked up. They've both been popping off and on the last couple of days, and my nose is super freaking raw. I'm sure you guys can tell it's a little swollen, and it's been really bothering me, especially under my nose. So it hurts to blow my nose or anything, but I can breathe for the most part. I was able to sleep, like the best sleep I've had in like 3 nights, so I was really, really happy. And today's been a bit better. I also have a cut on the inside of my lip because I think I bit my lip at some point, like the inside of my mouth, and it really freaking hurts. Don't know how I can fix that, but today's been a pretty good day. So I've been able to listen more so to my audiobook, but tonight I'm actually going to read the Death Cure at some point. I got to take care of my laundry, though, because I haven't done that since I got back home, and so I have a massive pile of dirty laundry sitting on the floor of my room, which is disgusting. So I'm going to take care of my laundry, and then put my dirty laundry in the laundry basket that I will now empty. And then today I'm probably going to sit and do some reading, and I'm so excited because I got all my homework done. After work today at 5, I went to the UC and spent just about 2 hours there doing homework, and I got everything done. I'm so proud of myself. Some stuff I ended up pushing back because I'm going to be working on a couple papers this weekend, so I'm like, I'll just focus my weekend on that before going to American Idiot on Saturday, which I'm so excited for. I can't wait. It's in 2 days. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but I ended up listening to an hour and 11 minutes worth of The Book Thief yesterday. Didn't read The Death Cure at all, and today so far I've listened to 32 minutes of it. So I don't know if I said the one about yesterday, but I definitely did 32 minutes today. And I plan to listen to maybe a little bit more. I don't know if I'll listen to any more of it tonight, but I will be reading The Death Cure tonight once I finish my laundry and probably clean up my room a little bit. I do need to clean it like really badly, and I need to start putting some stuff in this bin that I brought home from home because I'm taking some stuff home this weekend. Because what I like to do before it comes to finals is start taking stuff home slowly so that I can make sure that I'm not taking a crap ton of stuff home before the end of the year. So what I think I'm going to be taking home this time is my Xbox and my PlayStation games and Xbox games because I don't play those. My PlayStation 3 games because I had my PlayStation 3 up here with me, but then Robert took it and then I just ended up leaving it at home. So, and then I think I might take some of my extra clothes home as well, like stuff that I can't really hang up here because it's going to take me forever to be able to hang them up. So, because I don't have enough hangers in here, nor the space. So I think I'm going to take those home as well. And probably some pairs of shoes, like some extra tennis shoes I don't really need, extra flats. Maybe that's, I don't know. It all depends on what all I can fit in the bin, to be completely honest. So probably just the clothes and the Xbox. And the next time, probably maybe also some DVDs. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm only going to be need a couple DVDs up here with me for the next couple of weeks. And I'll probably just keep, like, my SpongeBob episodes, so I have them, my Mummy movies, so I have them in The Princess Bride. The rest will probably be able to go home. And then that way, like, I can just make sure I get a lot of the small stuff out of here. I'll probably look through my drawers, too, to make sure, like, my drawers on my desk, to see if there's anything else that I can get rid of this week. Just because I want to get a lot of the little stuff out of there, because that's what takes up the most space when I'm trying to get rid of stuff in my room. I also have this little, like, shelf thing right next to my door, this thing right here. So I think I might get rid of that too, like send that home, but pack some stuff in it so that like I can take it home and like make sure a lot of my little stuff is in there. Yeah, now you can see like all the red dust under my nose. Like this is all like raw from blowing my nose so much this past week. So yeah, that's kind of my plan for tonight. I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna basically take care of my laundry and take care of the stuff that I'm going to take home this weekend. Probably take out the trash as well because I need to do that, or at least I'll wait till tomorrow. Probably wait till tomorrow. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'm going to basically just tidy up my room since now I have the time, and then I'll spend the night reading the Death Cure for a couple of hours. So I'm pretty excited. But for right now, I'm going to turn on my PlayStation and watch some YouTube videos while I do my chores, and it's going to be a good night. I'll talk to you guys later. Hi. So guess who didn't read a goddamn thing today like she was going to? This girl. So what I basically ended up doing was instead I did clean up my room. Sorry for all the redness on my nose, it's still super raw. I did take care of my laundry and all that stuff. I've been watching YouTube videos in the background, and then I kind of sat down and I just was really tired. I didn't really want to do anything. Ordered dinner and then just kind of was sitting here doing stuff. Been basically trying to rebuild my bullet journal. Like every month I've been doing this. Like I've basically been like, I created a bullet journal and started it in March, as you guys may know if you've been following me for a little bit. I think I've talked about it a couple of times. And the last couple of months, so April, I changed it up quite a bit. I added a lot of stuff, and then I kind of like reworked some different ideas I had for March. And then, so I've been doing this kind of just doing a trial and error kind of thing, like seeing what works best for me. And I had it pretty much like 90% down for what I wanted in April. I was really impressed with how it turned out, and I thought the spread itself turned out so beautifully. Like I actually had started it in February, like halfway through, and then my March spread was really pretty, but I was like about 60% of the way like with where I wanted it to be and kind of what I wanted from it. But then I did an April spread, and oh my god, it was beautiful. Like I absolutely loved it. I thought it was probably like my most creative thing I've done in a long time, and that was still about 90% though, about 90 to 95%, like where I wanted it. So I've been spending this so far this month like figuring out some other stuff that I want, and I think I've pretty much got it down to what I want. So each spread for the month is going to be about 30 pages because it's incorporating a lot of my actual personal life as opposed to just my YouTube stuff, which a lot of people who do booktube and do bullet journals, they'll concentrate on their booktube stuff, but mine has a lot of my personal stuff in it too. It's got my writing projects, and it's also got my video stuff, more so like the list of videos that I plan to get out in the month. It's got, you know, my classes usually, and it's going to kind of lengthen when it gets back into the school year in August, in September more so, because I'm getting ready to end the school semester soon. Like I only have like 3 more weeks, so I didn't want May to really May through August to have any like school stuff in it, so I got rid of all of that. That's kind of what I've been doing in the last few hours since I last talked to you guys. That's kind of just been what's been going through my head. It's currently like 10:20, I think, in the evening. Obviously my hair is somehow up. I've got like the front part of my hair up. I just washed my face and I was getting ready to start brushing my teeth, and then I realized I needed to end the vlog today. So yeah, I haven't done any physical reading today, but I did listen to my audiobook. Tomorrow is a fairly normal day for me. I just have work from noon, or not noon, I have work from 9 to noon, and then I have class, and then I have a staff meeting. It's not a fairly normal Friday. I have a staff meeting after class at 1, and then after that, from 2 to 3, we have a social, which is basically like, we have a lot of people that are coming in the fall that are going to be new trainees, and so the Writing Center organized a small little party after our staff meeting to get a lot of the newer consultants coming in to become acquainted with the older ones. So that's really exciting. I'm really excited to meet all these new people, but it's also really sad because I graduate in the fall, so I'm only going to be able to get to hang out with these guys for a semester, and that makes me really sad. But one of our GAs is graduating in the summer, and it makes me so sad because he's one of my favorite GAs. Like, I really, really have liked him since I started. He kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit sometimes, but that's just because he's a very blunt person, and I, a couple years ago, was not really into blunt people, but more so in the last year or so, I've really appreciated the blunt people in my life. But I'm really sad because he's leaving. So, and I feel like this year I've gotten really close to him, especially. I don't know why. Just I feel like he and I have become better friends than I anticipated. So, and I think that's partially because I'm really good friends with his girlfriend. So, well, his now fiance, because they're now engaged at this point. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan for tomorrow. And after that, I should have a couple hour window between when I get done with the social and when my mom gets here. So I'm hoping that in that time, well, obviously what I'm going to do first is get my bags together to go home this weekend, because this weekend my parents and I are going to see American Idiot at the Wharton Fine Arts Center in Lansing. I'm so freaking excited. You guys have no idea. American Idiot is one of the shows that I have wanted to see since I was a teenager, because oh my gosh, like I'll gladly rant for a little bit on this since I don't have much footage from the rest of this week. So, American Idiot is a Broadway play. It's not being done on Broadway, not by Broadway players. It's being done by Michigan State University's theater program. And the show, though, is basically the combination of both American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown albums from Green Day. And it's a play, it's a story that was written actually by Billie Joe Armstrong, the lead singer of Green Day, and it's kind of like this suburban rock opera in a sense, is I think the way that you could find how it's called. But it's all about these kids who are like living in this suburban area, and they're kind of tired of it. They're tired of all the stuff that's kind of going on, and so they all try to break away from it in one way or another. And I just love Green Day as a band so much. They're one of my favorite bands since I was a kid, and I remember watching the documentary of them actually creating the show when it was first being written and stuff in like the early 2010s, I want to say. Like, it had to have been, it wasn't very long ago. It's only been like a few years, I think, since the show's been out. But I want to say I was like 15 or 16 when I watched the documentary, so it's been a few years. And I found it because my dad was scrolling through on Netflix, and he saw it, and he called me out on it, and he's like, hey, you want to come watch this with me? And I said, yeah. So it was a whole documentary of them going through, the casting process and the writing process of it, and really kind of leading up to the opening week of the show. And Billie Joe actually got to play a character for the first week of the show's run. He was kind of the side character that was the alter ego of one of the main characters named Saint Jimmy, which is a character that I think was kind of like thought up of based on the song Saint Jimmy from the American Idiot album, because it's kind of like that song talks kind of about an alter ego in a sense anyway. So it was so good to watch. And so my parents for Christmas, long story short, got us these tickets because they found out apparently that they were doing it at the Wharton in April, and both of my parents know how much I love Green Day, and my sister does like them a little bit too. Not as much as I do, but she does like them enough to where she would recognize a lot of the songs. At least like the earlier tracks, not like and some of the songs from American Idiot, but not everything. But I know pretty much every song. So, they got us the tickets for Christmas, and when I saw that sitting on my tree, I about flipped the fuck out, if you can imagine. So I was so excited to get these tickets, and I've been like counting down the days since Christmas Day for this day, and I cannot be more excited for it. I think the only thing that would top it is if I found out I got an internship. Like, oh my god, that'd be great. But I don't know. So that's Saturday, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna be in 2 days. I'm freaking out. Like, I'm so excited. Hello, everyone. It is Saturday, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I didn't record anything yesterday. Too much physical reading, but I did listen to over 2 hours of the audiobook for The Book Thief, and at this moment I've also been listening to another about almost an hour and a half. Accurate times are down here, as you guys know, like actual numbers and stuff, but I did listen basically to almost an hour and a half today. I only have like 40 some minutes left of the audiobook, which is weird considering that I feel like I just started this like earlier this week. And the thing is like, I know that this book specifically, a lot of people have told me that they cried and like stuff about, but I haven't yet. And that's not to say that it's because I don't feel for these characters. I truly do. This story has really actually gutted me a lot, especially the very end of it that I am basically at. The last several chapters have been really gut-wrenching because it deals a lot with the Holocaust, and especially like right now is like essentially when a lot of the raids and the air raids are happening in this little town in Germany. And unfortunately, there's nothing that's made me cry as of yet. Now, the thing is that I think that if I was to read the physical book, it would have a completely different story. And this is because, and I noticed this with my audiobooks, I feel a little more distanced with the audiobooks because I'm usually doing something else. Like, I'm able to still comprehend and understand what's going on with an audiobook, but I don't get as much of a kind of connection with it as I do with a physical book. Now, this is, I think, fairly typical for those of us who are more physical readers as opposed to audiobook readers. This is still, like, I'm still getting used to using audiobooks for the most part. Like, this is probably, I've listened to only less than 10. Like, this is probably going on, like, my 10th reading of an audiobook. I don't quite know, but I haven't read many compared to as many physical books as I've read in the past. So I think that it just takes time for me to get used to it. I still, at this point, near the end of it, I'm going to say is going to be a 5 out of 5 stars. Despite the fact I didn't cry, I still was very gutted and very emotional when it came to events, but I didn't physically cry. But I think that if I was to read the physical book, I would be ugly crying probably a lot at this point in the book. So that's kind of my ideas on it right now. Hi everyone, it's Sunday, about probably almost 8 o'clock at night, and I didn't get a chance to record anything, obviously, at the end of yesterday because I went to the production for American Idiot, which was absolutely amazing. I was floored, to say the least. Like, I had never seen the show by itself, so I was really excited to actually see the show, especially done by another college musical theater program. And it was absolutely amazing. Like, probably, it's not my favorite not breaking like my top 3, but definitely is one of my top 10 favorites because I thought that like everything was so interesting. Like, there were 3 different stories kind of going on. There was one that was kind of more of the main story, but it wasn't as much acting as it was actually playing the music, which is cool and all. That's actually typically how most musicals kind of end up, but this, I think, has the least amount of acting in it that I have witnessed in a musical, which is really, really interesting because, and that's kind of, I think, part of the point is because this is a play that's mostly talking about the incorporation of the music from Green Day and being able to incorporate songs from American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown, and that's kind of more of the point of the production, but it's supposed to kind of tell a story through the music. The really amazing thing is that my dad actually cried during the show. At one point, he said that he actually was really, really crying, which
my dad is not one of those people that cries. The last time I think that I saw him cry was when my grandfather, his dad, had passed away. That was, I think, the last time I saw him cry. So that was when I was like 13 or so. So to think that a show like that made him cry, a show he'd never seen before, but was really excited to see, it made him cry, that is probably the best compliment I think you could ever get. It was absolutely amazing. If you guys get a chance to go see it at any time, whether it's on Broadway or your local theater company is going to be producing it, definitely go check it out, because it has a lot of interesting things that I feel like are not talked about a lot in productions, and it's a lot of stuff that is very real and very hard-hitting and very kind of raw and visceral that is important for us to know, especially those of us who are in kind of like that transition phase of our lives where we're becoming adults. Currently, and this is where I'm going to end the vlog, I just finished The Book Thief by Markus Zusak on audio. It was about another 42 minutes of the book. And all I can say, without crying, without spoiling anything, is that this book literally has made my heart hurt in so many ways, but has also really broadened my mind as to the history of things like the Holocaust and just the time period of the 1940s during World War II in Germany, and kind of the things that happened to everyday people in that time frame. Not Jews specifically, but everyday citizens that lived in that time period, the day-to-day of, you know, being in this scenario of being attacked and not knowing kind of what it all is about, and being confused and losing family and friends that you don't understand how you lost them. It's again another very raw and visceral and emotional piece of artwork, just like American Idiot is, but in a very different sense. Don't get me wrong, it's very different than The Book Thief in terms of the content, but The Book Thief is something that you cannot go into lightly, and I expected that going into it. I knew I was going to go into the story expecting my heart to be broken, and it was definitely broken. This is probably the best historical fiction book I've ever read or listened to in any sort, and I totally get it how people have said that this is one of their favorite books, and the reasoning why, because it's so different, but it's also talking about something that, you know, at my age and in the time I was born in, I didn't know a lot about what happened. I didn't grow up in the 1940s and 30s in the beginning of World War II. I didn't get to experience that, and I'm very fortunate that I didn't have to experience that, because it was a very dark time in the world, and especially with things that were going on with the Jews and Hitler and how he was essentially eradicating them. I'm very fortunate to say that I wasn't a part of that, but it doesn't change the fact that I am so distraught by the things that I've learned in my childhood and growing up about Auschwitz and the concentration camps and all the different things that they would do to these poor individuals who couldn't change the fact that they were just who they were, and someone just decided that they were no good and needed to eradicate them. And I think, though, like I said, this gives a very different perspective on the whole idea, because not only is it told from the perspective of Death himself, that's what the whole narrator is he is Death, and he's experiencing and seeing these things happen, but it also goes into the perspective of the everyday person in Germany, someone who's not a Jew, someone who is literally a young girl at the age of from 10 to 14, who is just experiencing things on a day-to-day basis as they're happening. And she's experiencing all the things that are happening to the Jews and not quite understanding anything that's happening, but still experiencing it. And it gives you a very different sense of kind of how things looked in a different perspective. It's not saying that, you know, anything was right by any means that Hitler did, or, you know, it doesn't say anything about how the fact that the Jews needed to be killed off or anything. It's nothing like that. If anything, it's giving a child's perspective on what was going on at that time through Death. I'm going to say right now it's a 5 out of 5 stars for me, and the review should be coming out sometime this week. That's going to be it for me this week. So these next couple weeks are going to be very, very stressful for me, just so you guys know, because as you guys know, I'm coming up on finals and everything. I've got 2 more weeks of classes and then finals, and moving back to home and everything is going to be stressful. I still haven't heard anything from internships, so I should be hopefully hearing from them within the next couple of weeks, but I don't know. It's all going to depend, but so it's all coming down to the wire at the moment. So I'm still working through the Death Cure. I hope I can read through some of it at least this week before I get my 2 audiobooks. I'm going to basically make it to where almost any time I get during work that I can read, I'm going to. I think I'm going to spend a lot of time tomorrow reading during my break between classes. I still need to set up a to-do list for me for this week because I need to get a lot of stuff done. I've got 2 papers I got to work on, and there's just a bunch of stuff. There's a lot that's coming up that I need to get done. So I think the majority of this month is going to be audiobooks. I'm going to really try, though, to get the Death Care finished, though, before the end of the month, since it is my random TBR pick for the month. But I think the majority of the rest of this month is going to be dedicated to audiobooks once I get The Female of the Species and An Ember in the Ashes sent to me, which have not been as of yet. I haven't been notified, so they're currently still out from different people, but my hope is that they will both come in before the end of the month so I can listen to both of them. So that's kind of it for me this week and what to expect in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to try my best, though, to keep filming and stuff as much as I can, but we can't always, get what we want, I guess, is the best thing I can say. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me this week, and I hope to see you guys next week, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and yeah, that's basically it. So I'll see you guys later.